Hello guys, and welcome on back to She's Diabetic. For those of you who are new here, welcome, hello. My name is Andrea. I have been a type 1 diabetic for over 20 years, and this is just a channel all about that, my life with type 1 diabetes, just from my perspective. So chances are if you've clicked on this video, you have just had a diagnosis of type 1 diabetes that has probably rocked your world, which would be completely understandable. And I can tell you, every diagnosis is unique, but I completely empathize with wherever you're at. Every stage is overwhelming and confusing and maddening and anger provoking, all of the things. So I see ya, and I've been there, and there is a life on the other side of this, and it is great and it is glorious, but it would be understandable if it's hard for you to kind of see that throughout all the melee of this. So today I'm going to talk to you about 3 simple things that I think were really helpful to me when I was diagnosed. In fact, I wish I did more of it, and might be helpful to you. I'm not going to tell you to check your blood sugar. I'm not going to tell you to get your A1C checked. I'm not going to tell you to count your carbs. You've probably been told that, and it's probably rattling around in your head and overwhelming you completely. And this is where I want this video to come in. I want this video to be perhaps a bit of an antidote to that overwhelm, which would be completely understandable to be feeling. Please know this. So I got 3 things for you to do. And the first one you've already done. So it's really only 2 things. The first thing is reach out. Reach out on social media, reach out to your friends, to your family, online, wherever. Find a community that reassures you to know that you are not alone. So you've already done this. You're here. You've found this video. You've found my channel. Chances are you've found several others and reached out other places. Check. Big fat check mark. You've already done it. And that is going to serve you so well. Type 1 diabetes is a rare condition, and a lot of people that are diagnosed might not even know another person that lives with type 1 diabetes. Well, this is the magic of where the internet comes in, and where I think social media has a lot of flaws, and the diabetic community has its flaws on social media too. But for the most part, it is a hugely supportive community that you can just mine for that feeling of camaraderie and friendship through. It took me a while to talk about type 1 diabetes on social media, and now of course I can't shut up about it, but it took me a while. And when I found a community and I started looking on Instagram, started this channel, it unlocked so much more empathy for myself, because I could see what others were going through, and I could feel just that I was not alone. Now, if it doesn't serve you, if you come across people that don't make you feel good, unfollow them, mute them, block them, whatever. If I'm one of those people, click off right now. Absolutely not a problem. You have got to curate your own community and your own kind of mirror that you can hold up to yourself and go, this is the life I live in, and I'm really, really happy, and I feel positive about that. Number 2, this is the time to focus in on yourself. Now, this sort of has 2 parts. Firstly, the overwhelm that comes with any sort of medical diagnosis, probably, but especially the one I can speak to is type 1 diabetes. It is so much information to take on at once. And that requires so much brain power, empathy, and understanding, and rest. And you really need to take care of yourself in this moment to be able to deal with the diagnosis. The second piece to this is, do not cut out things that you love because you feel like you can't do them now with type 1 diabetes. I'm here to tell you, you can do anything you want or desire or need to do with type 1 diabetes. I have moved house 16 times. I have lived and moved overseas 3 different times. I'm self-employed and have an extremely erratic working schedule. I exercise, eat what I want to. I mean, it's like really, 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 life is still yours to make of it as you wish. And I think oftentimes people make the mistake that they get a diagnosis and they suddenly feel like they need to live in a vacuum and only take care of their diabetes and cut everything out, and like dreams are dead. That's so not the case. I promise you this. And I think from the off, it's so important that you prove that to yourself by carrying on and doing the things that you love, because that joy is going to feed your soul and your emotional health, which is just as important, sometimes if not more, than your numbers. What made me think of this is that when I was diagnosed, and I made a video about my type 1 diagnosis story that I'll link up above, but when I was diagnosed, I was very into singing and I was in the midst of doing these singing competitions. And rather than say, oh, we need to drop everything, you need to go into the hospital and get diagnosed and treated and learn how to deal with your diabetes, instead of doing that, my family said, okay, you're gonna continue and you're gonna see out your singing competitions. And this was only like a week, but then, you know, after that week and after you've completed your competitions, then we'll take you into the hospital and you'll get treated. From the off, that was a gift to me that I want to impart to you guys, of that I was immediately told, you're still going to do everything you want to do with this condition. And I think that's so important, and it's a gift that was given to me from my parents from the off that I want to share with you guys. So don't shelve the things that you love, but do shelve the things that are negative and that are overwhelming you and perhaps taking energy away from you that you don't want to give energy to. And last, but certainly by no means least, just know you ain't gonna get it right. I have lived with this condition for over 20 years. And I have days where things are chaotic and I have days where things are great, and both of which I can't particularly explain why they've happened. And I think this is the most important one. I think doctors oftentimes, because they want to encourage you to do your very best, they encourage sort of almost a perfectionist tendency, like this is your goal, this is where you should be between, okay, see you, you know, in a little bit and come back to me with those results. It just doesn't work like this. Obviously, I'm not telling you to ignore your diabetes, and I'm not telling you not to follow the steps that your medical professional is providing to you. I am not a medical professional, so please follow your doctor's recommendations, but at the same time, do not be hard on yourself when things are not going your way or when you can't achieve the numbers that you feel like you should. There are a lot of shoulds and musts in this sort of time of diagnosis. But perfection and diabetes, those two just do not work together. They really, really don't, and that's okay. This is why I think not avoiding those things that you love, but going towards them and making sure that you have that positivity and joy enriching your life is so important. Because life doesn't exist in a vacuum, and even if you live in a vacuum and you eat everything and you carb count perfectly, it's never going to be perfect. It is never going to be perfect. So especially in this time as you're getting to grips with it, just do your best. One blood sugar at a time, one day at a time, 1 hour at a time, one meal at a time, one snack at a time, one breath at a time. It is really, really, really hard to get to know this condition. But at the same time, when you do, it becomes a dance that you will become very, very, very well accustomed to the choreography of. And you will be able to do this without really requiring that much brain power of yourself. It's always going to take brain power. It's always going to take thought. Type 1 diabetes, for the most part, is on my mind on a regular hourly basis, of course. But it is far more second nature to me now, and it will become that way for you. But also, what is second nature to me now is knowing that I'm not always going to get it right. So if I look down at my CGM or I take a finger prick and things haven't gone quite as planned, I'm not going to beat myself up about that, and nor should you. Please do not beat yourself up about it, and do not expect perfection out of yourself. So be kind to yourself, have patience, Run towards the things that you love and make you feel wonderful in this time especially, and carve out the time you need to take care of yourself. It's not easy, and I'm not saying that everything I've just said is just, do it, no problem. I understand this is a really, really, really overwhelming time. And if you just need to like sit on the sofa for a week or a month straight and just freak out about it, that's okay too. Just as there's no perfection in the numbers, there's no perfection in how you're going to digest this information and deal with it. So please, please, please be kind to yourself. Have patience and know that you are not alone. There are so many of us out here that are here cheering you on, and we're here for you. And we know that you can do this. I know that you can do this. So please take that, run with it, and live the life that you want to live, and know that it is all incredibly possible. And even take it a step further, I think type 1 diabetes, obviously, I've made this channel because of it. It's given me a lot of gifts that I've been able to kind of live a healthier, more aware life because of my relationship to my health and an appreciation for health that I probably would never have without type 1 diabetes. So yeah, I hope this video has helped you guys in any small way. Just take that weight off a little bit and inject the joy. I know it's hard. I know it's very hard. So do the best that you can. Remember that you are not alone. I thank you so much for watching. I will meet you down in the comments section down below. I'm always there. I always love to connect with you guys. So please, please, please let me know how you're doing. If you want to chat down there, I'll see you down there. I say it at the end of my videos. For those of you who are new here, I say I wish you great blood sugars, straight CGM lines, all of that good stuff. All the metrics, great. But most of all, and above this all, I wish you a happy, healthy mind with it all. That, I think, is most important. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next time.